Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Files, and my husband Frank and I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I want to welcome you to our Prevennia conference call. Prevennia began with an idea, and nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. We have a breakthrough product, a product that is more important than the opportunity. We have a product that you would talk about even if you didn't get paid a dime. The company does not promote or sell any of its supplements for diagnosis, treatment, cure, prevention, or mitigation of any disease or class of disease pursuant to Section 5 of the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of '94. But we're very, very fortunate tonight to have our President and CEO on the call, John Raffanti. John is a man on a mission. He has a passion for Prevennia, and he's on a mission to see that this product goes around the world. So what I want to do now is turn the call over to John, let him tell us about his background, the company, and anything else he wants to share with us. John, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much, Liz. I'd like to thank everybody, first of all, for taking the time to be on this call. And as Liz said, this is just a fantastic opportunity for all of us, and the product is second to none. But let me explain a little bit about where I come from and how we got to where we are today. I'm a traditional business person. I know nothing about MLM, never been involved with MLM. So I want you to totally understand that my background for 25 to 30 years has been in executive management in the traditional marketing world. But how I got introduced to Prevennia was just a miracle. Actually, my daughter got engaged about 5.5 years ago to a gentleman that their family is from Omaha, Nebraska. And her future in-laws held an engagement party for our children. So I went out to Omaha, Nebraska to my daughter's engagement party. And it was an all-day and evening event. That was a beautiful event. But at my table was actually sitting next to me was Dr. Cavallari. So we introduced ourselves to each other. And he's an Italian like I am, and he was born and raised in Italy and actually educated in Italy as well. And I told him my background and also about my family members who are actually living in Italy. And he actually knew of my uncle. My uncle is a winemaker in Italy, and he was very familiar with my uncle. So with that being said, we really connected from moment one. It was one of those type of meetings when you meet somebody for the first time and you feel like you had known the person for 10 years. So at that table and during the whole day and evening, he explained to me about what he does, which was research cancer at the Epley Center. And I mentioned to him my career professionally and also my life. So that's actually how we were introduced, but for me to even listen to Dr. Cavallari, I actually was dating somebody prior, and 2 weeks prior to meeting Dr. Cavallari, she came down with stage 4 cancer. So when he mentioned the word research cancer, I actually listened because it was the first time in my life somebody that close to me has just come down with cancer, and especially stage 4. So with that being said, we spent the afternoon and evening together, and then we went our separate ways. And at that time, I worked for Ritz Food Service in Northern California. And about 3 weeks after this engagement party, I received a phone call from Dr. Cavallari. And he introduced himself, and he asked me if I remembered him. I said, absolutely right. Yes, Doc, I remember you really well. And he said, I want you to take my product to market. I've chosen you, and I've done a background on you. And I don't know if any of you have had that experience, but if you have a stranger, so to speak, that does a background search on you, it definitely puts up some red flags. So I was taken by it and a little bit defensive. And he explained it further about what I've done in the past, and because of what I've done and what I've accomplished, that he actually has chosen me to take this new product to market. And in our meeting in Omaha, he never mentioned anything about a product. He just talked about researching cancer. So we were on the phone for a while, and he wanted an answer. And I said, Doc, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a business guy. I know nothing. So give me some time to do my due diligence, and I'll get back to you. So I didn't know what to do and even how to do it. So I actually contacted a 20-year friend of mine who's actually an attorney that has a law firm in Reno, Nevada, and Las Vegas. And I asked Vic, well, first of all, I told him what happened on the call with Cavallari, and he started laughing. He really didn't believe it at all. And I said to Vic, Vic, what if he's right? And that's why I keep asking myself, what if he's right? And I said, I don't even know how to do the due diligence on this product, but if you would do me a favor, would you do it for me? So he said, sure. So he would ask me for information. I would contact Cavallari, and that's how Vic would get the information he needed to do our due diligence. So about 5 weeks into this exercise, I called him, and I said, Vic, I know all about attorneys and their billable hours. I said, I need to know what this is going to cost me. And he said, I understand. He goes, I'm almost there. I need just a little bit more information, and we'll be complete. And I said, okay. So about a week after that conversation, he called me. He said, John, I got to tell you something. I hired a legal team in Texas that specializes in science and this type of research, and I also hired a legal team in New York that does the same thing. And he said, this is real. The science is real. The science was conducted at a very well-recognized institution, and these scientists are real. And I was blown away. And he actually made this statement to me. He goes, I got to tell you something. He said, this could be as powerful as the Internet was in the 50s. So we talked a little bit further, and then I said to him, I said, okay, buddy, what do I owe you? And he said, no. He said, I know what you're going to do, so I want to be part of this company. So Vic Perry's law firm, Perry & Spann, are the legal firm that is representing Prevennia. So we launched Prevennia, the traditional marketing way that I'm very comfortable with through e-commerce, advertising, et cetera, et cetera. And after 2 years, we failed dramatically. We spent an enormous amount of money. It wasn't grabbing. Nobody believed it. Nobody understood it. So after 2 years, I went out on my own, and I hired 3 different consultants independently. They did not know anything about the other 2, and they just thought they were the only ones I retained. And all 3 of these consultants were CEOs or a retired CEO from a Fortune 500 company. So they did their due diligence. They looked at the business plan, the product, the science, the scientist, and after about 4 to 5 weeks, they contacted me, and they were finished with their due diligence. And believe it or not, all 3 of them came back independently and said the same thing. So when you have 3 experts giving you the exact same opinion, you needed to listen and go in that direction. So with that being said, they explained to me, if I do not have $10 million to $50 million in the bank, that I cannot afford to do it traditionally, because this is a product like Procter & Gamble that needs to be introduced off TV, radio, magazines, etc. But if you do not have that kind of money, this is a perfect product for MLM direct sales. You have a story to tell. You have a product like no other. And if you do this correctly, and if you build the correct foundation, you should become the #1 product in the MLM category. So that being said, I've never been an advocate of MLM because I never really understood it. I had to learn and educate myself. So that was 3 years ago, and from that moment, I actually went on a national search to try to get a leader to actually manage, assemble, and motivate my sales team. And to tell you the truth, I've been through 3 different leaders to date. But an amazing thing happened on November 19th of last year. I had the opportunity to meet the leaders that are presently involved with our company, the vendors, the files, Tandy, Rob Whitty. It was amazing. We were in Florida, and we were there for a few hours, and something came over me that was just an incredible feeling. And in that meeting, that day, I actually said, you guys are my founders. We're going to move forward, and we're going to really create a phenomenal company. We have a phenomenal product that's second to none. And what I would like you to do is create a compensation plan that is second to none as well. So for all the years that you've been in the MLM business, 20-plus years, you guys are empowered to create the type of compensation plan that you've always wanted, you always dreamed of. But the only condition that I made is you have a certain equation that you need to always stay in, And I want everybody to be rewarded financially, not just the top guys like I was introduced and the way I understood it. I want everybody to be rewarded that's part of our company. So with that being said, we launched on January 4th of this year, and I will let you know that it's been a phenomenal launch to date. I'm so happy and excited and so honored and proud of all of you because we are accomplishing new stuff every day. So I just am so happy that we move forward in what we're accomplishing to date. But let me tell you a little bit about the product itself that is so powerful. As you all know, this has been 40 years of research that's been conducted to discover this product, and all the research was done at the Epley Center for Cancer Research in Omaha, Nebraska, and it was funded over $38 million from the National Cancer Institute and the U.S. Department of Defense. But yes, all the research was done towards breast and prostate cancer, but really what they came out of that research was a major discovery. And what they actually discovered is they could actually block the DNA damage by lowering the estrogen DNA adducts in our body. That is an incredible, powerful discovery because, as you know, the DNA in our body actually has to have damage before we have any health issues. So if we can block that damage to our DNA, we're healthy individuals. So that is a major, major discovery. So really what they discovered, they could actually prove that we can block the first step in DNA damage. So that's something that you have that nobody else has, and it's an extremely powerful discovery. And I just want you to know that I'm so proud that all of you have made the decision to move forward with Prevennia, because I truly believe we will change the way we look at health today. So I just wanted to say thank you and allowing me to be on this call, and I'm really looking forward to the future.
Thank you, John. I can't tell you how honored all of us are to be part of this and part of being able to take this product to market and spread the word. We are so thankful for you and so pleased that you took time out of your busy schedule to be on our call. Thank you very much.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.